Whoa, are you revving a Hellcat engine or are you preparing me a Haley Bieber Choco Monkey smoothie, Ty?
Actually, Eric, I'm doing both. I may be blending in the back of the Maybach, but if you have this blender, you can blend anywhere.
Wait a minute, you're telling me that this blender is battery powered and portable and lasts up to 15 blend cycles?
Hell yeah, brother, it lasts longer than me. This is the BlendJet 2, and it's better than a girlfriend.
Well, our breadheads don't have either, but they can use code BREADHEAD12 on BlendJet.com to get 12 inches off this BJ and start blending in the bathtub.
Taking baths sounds a bit too zesty for me. By the way, this thing has free shipping and colorways that are giving me an insurrection.
Well, that's right, guys. It comes in Strawberry Manga Smoothie Red, Pixar Illegal Alien Green, and LG BLT Pride Rainbow.
Whether you want to blend in or stand out, get your 12 inches off at blendjet.com. Code BREADHEAD12.
Oh, what is up, blenders? I mean, breadheads.
That's right. Blend heads, if you're listening to this episode recently, we just recorded our brand new BlendJet ambassador ad. That's right. We are BlendJet ambassadors, global ambassadors. We are to what BlendJet, what Drake is to the Raptors.
Exactly. Just like Young Thug is gang affiliated. Think Fresh is blend affiliated because we earn a small commission when you purchase a blender. And you can do that to support the pod. You can do it to blend up some chowder at home. You could make a smoothie. You can make your picnics more exciting. You can really do a lot of things, Ty.
I'm a little slushy slut on the beach, Eric, and we should remind the breadheads of what that link affiliation is in the off chance that they skips through the ad. I don't know who would do that.
In the off chance that I forget to add the ad segment to this episode, you can go to blendjet.com, use the code BREADHEAD12. You can also probably click on a link somewhere in the description of this episode. I recommend you go with the MAGA red color.
That's a good one. I'm a big fan of the Olaf the Snowman white.
Yeah, Ty won't stop talking about the Olaf color, but I had no idea what Olaf was until I saw the color. I realized it's just a snowman. Easily the worst snowman in cartoon history. Like, where is Frosty?
Yo, I get that. Frosty defined what we imagine as the cartoon snowman, and mad props to Frosty for helping every child on Earth imagine the exact same thing. But I really like that Olaf is bringing diversity to the snowman structure.
He is bringing some
we'll
light. He is bringing a little bit of light to the neurodivergent snowman community because his crooked ass nose and he's got some features that make me believe he's on some spectrum. And I don't just mean the frozen spectrum.
Yeah, he's partially melted, much like our melting ice caps. Olaf is at about 80% of its original BMI.
Wow. So global warming is affecting Frosty and Olaf equally. There's one thing that we can say for certain, Ty, that there's mutual destruction in this world. We're all going to get it.
Art imitates life, I guess. What our saving grace, Eric, the frozen puck known as the veggie patty at Subway. If we stack enough of those together, we'll keep the Earth's temperature down for centuries to come.
Absolutely. Those things have a thawing time of about 2 hours. So just stick a few of those up against your cheeks and you won't have any swelling after a wisdom tooth extraction, Ty. That's right. I'm still healing.
Yeah, I feel so sorry for you. But I like you, I also keep a pack of the veggie patties in my freezer for icing after a workout or a sports day.
Wow, look at you, Ty. That's big for you. So, even though you don't play any sports, you seem to be icing after some kind of physical activity.
Well, you see, ever since Russia got sanctioned, I've been able to get some mad discounts on Adidas tracksuits.
Oh
And
shit.
so now I'm up in my sports era.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point. And I mean, they didn't have any monopoly on ice either. They have, their hands all over our oil, but no ice, thankfully.
Hmm. Yeah, so the veggie pucks live to see another day.
I'm good. I'm very happy for you. Um, Speaking of veggie pucks, Ty, you got me onto the falafel, and ever since then, I was always really happy that me and you had like some food that me and you shared, and we were always like excited to go have this food together. And that was, of course, the falafel at Subway.
Hmm.
Now that we don't do that, now that we don't go to Subway ever,
Hmm.
we have to, recruit the likes of American Express to book a dinner time for us. And that's just what we're waiting on right now. We have Shane from American Express on the working late hours trying to find a
Hmm.
dinner reserve for us next week. And I'm excited to see what he comes up with.
Hmm. Shout out to Shane for burning the midnight oil. I do appreciate it when our frontline workers on the other in the call center come through and help us. Uh, I'm hoping he can get us something Michelin starred, but I'll take 4 price tags on Yelp too. What was the
Mhm.
criteria you gave this Shane person when you phoned Amex?
Well, Shane could obviously be a moniker for this person, but the criteria that I gave him or they was
Yeah, don't gender the Amex employee, Eric. You don't know.
that's right. The Amex servants are merely objects of my convenience. That's how I think of them.
Yeah.
But I did tell them that, we only have a few things for this business dinner that we need to hit. One of which is one or more Michelin stars, valet parking,
Hmm.
and do you remember the third thing? I think it was like 4 price tags on Yelp or something.
I believe you asked, and you're so kind to ask, but for a vegetarian heavy menu.
That's what it was. He did ask me if were there were any dietary restrictions, and I said, well, half of us are vegetarians, so
Mm,
that was the only restriction. The other one of us is a slushy slut, apparently.
hmm. I think we both are 100% slushy sluts on this call. Shout out to BlendJet for making my frozen margarita dreams come true.
Yeah,
I'm
thank you, BlendJet.
We should talk a little bit about what inspired this business dinner. So Eric and I, he's hinted at it. We're going to do a business dinner next week. I just noticed that all high-profile podcasters do high-spend business dinners, and it just
Hmm.
seems to be like the next big step in Think Fresh LLC's venture.
Hmm. Exactly. I think it was required for us as a next step because we need to strategize our Q4 basically.
I'm so excited to like break out the Armani and write some ideas on a napkin with you in candlelight.
Hmm. Now that I think about it, we should have told our, concierge these requests as well. It's like they need to have the clear ice cubes and they need to
Mm-hmm.
have like perfect napkins for writing ideas down, very glass onion of us to
Mm-hmm.
like write down the secret to our business on a napkin and then like fast forward 10 years it like gets lit up in a crazy office fire.
Hell yeah. There's this like hustler urge to put all your ideas onto like fragile forms of archive.
Hmm. I mean, using a pen and paper signals wealth because whenever you're using a pen and paper, you never have to like take down too many notes, just like a very high level, like executive summary type of notes. If you're using like a
Hmm.
keyboard, it's like you're writing too much shit.
Yeah, you're already losing. The
Yeah,
pen and
exactly.
paper implies this sense of almost like spontaneity to the concept, like a moment of brilliance and passing captured very delicately and
Hmm.
quickly
Hmm.
right in front of you. Whereas if you have to pull out the iPad Pro, boot up Word on app on iOS, and then like bang out your thesis, there's nothing really romantic about that.
Hmm. Yeah, the only thesis we're gonna be banging out at this restaurant is whether the carbonara is hitting more than the
Hmm.
rigatoni.
I'm all about this spaghetti arrabbiata. I'm assuming we're gonna end up Italian. I'm really craving a Negroni Bianco.
Yeah, we'll have to inquire and see if there's a pasta program before we
Hmm.
step foot in anywhere.
Hmm.
But yeah, dude, I'm excited, man. It's gonna be next week, so we'll have to talk about this at least three more times before we actually eat.
Hmm. Well, it's not very often that you and I get to link or build IRL.
That's true.
Hey, question. Does Subway take reservations?
Ooh, I don't think so. They probably operate like a mom and pop shop, like dine in, walk-ins only. Like you can't. I mean, you could pre-order. Is that a reservation?
Kinda. You're reserving the food, but a reservation isn't a reservation for the food. It's a reservation for the table. You
Hmm.
reserve a table. Isn't that weird? Because so in theory, you could BYOT at any restaurant and then get served immediately.
I mean, I don't really see how the logic kind of connects, but I would love to see you bring a table into any restaurant and see what happens. That'd be pretty funny.
I got some foldable lawn chairs and tables out on the patio. I could
Hmm.
I could probably like fit it in my trunk. I am
Hmm.
excited if we do get the opportunity to valet next week, Eric, because my 2005 Toyota Matrix, which I'm assuming will be the whip of choice, has the world's longest crack kind of snaking across it right now during the cold
Oh,
snap last month.
the
I
cold
went through
snap.
it. I went through a window snap, you see, and now I
Hmm.
shit you not, Eric. This crack has to be like a party-sized foot long, and the only way that it can be that long and exist on my window is that it has to change directions multiple times across that glass shield.
Hmm. Wow, that's actually impressive that it looks like some like 5-year-old drew a big squiggly line across your windshield.
Mhm.
I thought you were gonna say something like, "Oh, my 2005 Toyota Matrix has a valet mode." It's like
Mm.
they're not able to access the full power of the
Yeah.
V12 in there.
Yeah, and I think in a sport mode anytime soon, and I'm gonna mark down the mileage and everything so they don't take it out on the street.
Exactly. Take a photo of the gas tank. Take a photo of the odometer. Make
Mhm,
sure that
mhm.
the I assume the valet is also named Shane. Just imagine, I just
Dude,
make sure that he's not taking it for a little spin while
yo,
we're taking our carbonara for a spin.
yeah, if you're a young listener and your name is Shane, you are almost guaranteed a job in finance or customer service. Very lucky, very privileged. Shane privilege, we'll call it.
Pain Shane.
Mhm.
Well, happy to report that Shane is working on our reservation, and yeah, not much else for us to do other than wait for that sweet generated email.
Mhm. Shane could be a chatbot. We'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, I heard their voice, so
Mhm.
we'll see.
Speaking speaking about gendering chatbots, did we ever talk about Clippy and how Clippy, you know Clippy, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I remember a long time ago reading online that Clippy doesn't have a gender, but everyone refers to Clippy as he, him.
Mm. I think Clippy definitely like exudes a lot of masculine energy. He's
Mm,
always trying to like interfere with what you're doing. Like he's always
mhm,
like you'll be woman minding your own business in Microsoft Word 2004, and then you'll be like formatting some text, and then Clippy is like sitting diagonal from you at the cubicle, being like, "Hey, did you know that you can press Command B to make that text bold?" And you're just like, "Fuck off."
oh, totally. Like, I think it's masculine simply because Clippy is trying to mansplain to you the tasks you already do.
Oh.
Mhm,
Yeah, exactly. They are mansplaining to you, and it's very hard to dismiss them. Also, they're very like persistent. Like whenever a guy approaches a girl at a club, it's always like you get three strikes. You know what I mean? You got to try at least three times.
mhm, mhm.
And same thing with Clippy. It's like you can unsubscribe from Clippy, but Clippy was always going to come back.
At least a couple more times. It's true. Clippy is a parasite. And I
Mm-hmm.
like to bring that same mansplaining energy into the subway when I'm ordering, Eric. Because if I'm not getting enough lettuce, I'm gonna ask for extra lettuce. I
Hmm.
like my sandwich to be like a pillow, like a night. And I don't like a firm pillow. I like a fluffy pillow, Eric.
Me
And
too.
yeah, like a cloud. So I'm
Hmm.
coming back one, two, three strikes on that. Can I get some more lettuce request until I put my tail between my legs and move
Hmm.
along to the sauces?
Exactly. You're going to ask for more lettuce, and you're going to say something like, "Did you know that you could like sprinkle it with one hand?"
Yeah, get a little bit more zest in that sprinkle.
hmm So tell me, Ty, who is Clippy at Subway? Is it you? Is it the sandwich artist who is, exuding clip-like behaviors, or
Mm,
is it the onboarding documentation that's plastered onto the sneeze guard?
mm. So interesting. I originally thought that I was Clippy because as the patron, I'm always in offense mode and my artist is in defense mode, not unlike the poor woman late at night on the Microsoft Word program just trying to get her paper done. Um, but when you mention the menu is the inanimate object in the room that is so divisive. It's quite literally in between me and the sandwich. So
Yeah, it's
yeah,
preventing you. In a way, it's both preventing and enabling you from getting to your sandwich. Because one, if there wasn't any menu, you would just ask for what you wanted anyway. Subway's about, my sandwich, my choice.
hmm
But also, if it wasn't for the menu in the way, I wouldn't know the random possibilities that I could have, opted into. I
damn.
always like go in and get the BMT, but that that one random time where while he's like laying down the salami, I like take a look at the menu and I see if there's actually like some kind of green goddess, what you call it. Let me get some of
Hmm.
that. Why not?
Yeah, can we command add that to the sandwich, please? There is definitely like inspiration here from like the Microsoft suite because they always put the menu UI in like the corners of the Steez Guard. The way that they've kind of situated is like
Are you
they know
sure?
your eyes are gonna go to the corner.
Are you
Except for
sure?
the
I'm pretty sure it's like right in front of my face, and I can't even like see my sandwich. I have to look through this like blurry like plastic menu to like see my foot long.
yo, how messed up is that that Subway is like actively getting in the way of you looking at the ingredients you're adding to your sandwich to promote to you something to add to your sandwich?
hmm No, they've like manufactured beer goggles for your sandwich because like the more hidden your food is during its creation, the more they can get away with. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
imagine you were at McDonald's and you saw them slap together your burger. It like you would be so turned off you would never go there again.
Yeah, I don't want my like the grill master Shane, we'll call him, scratching his butt in between. I don't need to
hmm
see that.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing that we can agree on though, and it's that Clippy is a liberal cuck.
Hmm.
Because he's always like really gently trying to introduce his feedback. He's always like, "Hey, have
Hmm.
you thought about formatting your table like this? Like, you can add this feature to it." And then you, as the user, have to just like navigate this like fake politeness the entire time.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
I think it's really crazy that you have to like battle this like little widget just to get something done.
You actually make a really good point. Despite Clippy not be like because despite it not having a gender itself, it has defined for a generation how to be like passively aggressive, which is like maybe the more diluted form of traditional male aggression.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's
So you're
the castrated version of a man, basically.
hmm
And yeah, you're right. Even though it hasn't chosen a side, it hasn't picked a gender team,
hmm
it has chosen a political side, in my opinion.
I think so too. Wow. So Clippy is a bit of a like yeah, a generational. I don't want to call him a terrorist, but it's definitely more influence than we knew.
Absolutely. And you ever try to like work with like someone breathing down your neck? Like like
You mean
when
like
you're
a
ordering a
sandwich
sandwich?
artist? Yeah.
Like when you're ordering a sandwich and either the sandwich artist is silently judging you,
Hmm.
um, or I'm literally breathing down your neck, seeing what you're ordering. You know how that affects your performance.
Yeah, it's tough. It's too much pressure. It's interesting that both the two industries, where both customer and employee breathe down each other's necks, are like sandwich creation and escorts.
Wow. So one is like a positive neck action, the other one's
Hmm.
a negative neck action.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I don't want anyone breathing down my neck when I'm crafting a beautiful sandwich because I mean, I don't want to get distracted and, forget something. Like I might forget a key sauce. Everything's calculated, Ty. I don't have time to mess about.
You don't want to mess with the natural kind of plan and that whatever God's plan was when he walked in that day.
Exactly.
Hmm
Well, speaking of Drake, Ty, I have some.
Damn.
Thank you finally for giving me an out. But I needed
19
to.
minutes in the first Drake reference.
I needed to talk to you about something that Drake posted, or I guess did.
Oh no.
So I don't know, you might have seen yesterday that Drake dropped a music video for Jumbotron Shit Poppin'. You know that
Oh
song?
yeah, I know the song. I saw the post. I didn't go watch the video. I'm more of an odd like I'm not really a movie guy.
His life is a movie, so understood.
hmm
But there was like a few interesting references in there that I wanted to like maybe do a little bit of like tinfoil hat wearing with you and like get
Mm,
into our little conspiracy bag
okay.
and maybe spread some rumors.
So we're gonna do the anatomy of this music video.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But not too surgical. We're just gonna look at a very surface level.
Okay,
Um,
let's pop the hood, open up the top bread. What's in this music video, Eric? Tell me what you learned.
okay, so on the surface, Ty, to the untrained eye, it would look like Drake is living a fabulous lifestyle, flexing all his
hmm
jewelry,
hmm
partying with girls, whatever, driving expensive cars, etc. But I learned actually, and this is after I watched it about 3 times. I noticed a few things. This is all of Pharrell's jewelry.
Mm. Yo, I saw a post of him wearing Pharrell's skateboard necklace like 2 weeks ago too.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
So I picked this up and then I did some research online, and it looks like that Drake did in fact wear all of Pharrell's stuff. And it got me thinking immediately, wait, is this the new flex in 2023? It's like I'm literally gonna borrow my friend's stuff and post about it. I thought that was pretty genius.
It's pretty smart because you can still wealth signal, but you're also connection signaling.
Connection signaling, wealth signaling, and you're being financially responsible, which is great.
hmm
But Ty, this gets even deeper. Apparently, Drake does in fact own all this stuff. He
Oh
bought
shit.
it from Pharrell because Pharrell auctioned off all of his jewelry.
What? So Drake is sporting Pharrell's sloppy second ice. And I'm not talking about Ice Spice.
Yes, exactly right. And then I was like, whoa, wait a second. So I found this post, Ty, and it kind of breaks everything down. This says that late last year, Pharrell auctioned off a slew of his personal items, including bespoke jewelry, clothing, and other collectibles. So this guy raised a total of 5.25 million in sales.
Wow. What? So the question that jumps to my mind, if we follow the money, is how did Pharrell get in so much debt that he had to liquidate all his assets?
I don't know. I mean, rappers aren't good with money, and
No,
it's possible that Pharrell spent all of his money, and because no one's listening to his music anymore, his royalties ran
hmm
out.
that's
So
true. Yeah.
it's possible that he's just struggling and he sold all the shit. I don't really know. He has like Vogue videos now, so you would assume that he's mainstream enough to keep it going, but I'm
Mm.
not sure.
I'm assuming he dumped too much of the capital into the R&D for his skincare line.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Um, so it's a known fact that Pharrell auctioned off his stuff, but
hmm
up until now, nobody knew where it went. And just now with this video, we're learning that Drake actually acquired most of his stuff.
Damn, that's whack as hell. I assume Drake was losing, like bleeding money, gambling it away on steakandcheese.com.
Luckily for us, Thais, I think steak. I think it's just fake money. Like we
Mm.
can get into this other conspiracy, but I'm pretty sure
Well,
Drake is gambling with fake money that doesn't
right.
exist.
We'll call it the house dressing money.
Exactly, it's on the house.
hmm
Um, and so Ty, this also connects because I'm the rap genius, certified rap genius of this podcast.
And I'm
Um,
the yet.
this circles back to, I think, 2017 song Omerta by Drake. There's a bar in it, and it says something like, um, "I'll be buying all of your stuff when it comes for auction. Something, something, something. I'm a petty king." Do you know that song?
I don't remember that lyric, unfortunately. I don't have the same like archival lookup in my brain that you do.
I mean, it's purely coincidence that I've been listening to this song recently, but
No,
I
it's
need
not. You
to.
got like a Dewey Decimal System for Drake lyrics.
That is true. Let me find the exact lyric right now. Okay. Um, here's the lyric, word for word. I plan to buy your most personal belongings when they up for auction. Man, truth be told, I think about it often. The petty king, the overseer of many things.
Damn. So you're thinking he was alluding to a long con to snipe all of Pharrell's jewelry? I don't know, man. Rappers rap about so many things. That's what they do. They rap. So they're
Mhm.
just spitting things. And if it, I'm taking my foil cap off. I'm putting my
No,
sandwich artist visor on. A much
no,
more rational mind. I,
no. I think there's something here, Ty. I think that there's a secret beef that we don't know about. When have you ever seen Drake and Pharrell like hang out? Never.
never.
I
No.
think Pharrell is more on Team Kanye than anything,
Mm,
because of all the collaborations they've had, because of that
mm,
they sat next to each other at Virgil's last show. There's
mm-hmm.
there's way too many things I can point to that signal that Pharrell is Team Ye,
Yeah.
and Drake probably takes personal offense to that because I can see Pharrell just like not wanting to work with Drake.
Totally. I and like Drake's never worked with Daft Punk, but they both have.
Drake has worked with Daft Punk, hasn't he?
I
One
don't think
more
so.
time. Is that Daft Punk?
Yeah, I guess that was Daft Punk, but I think he just borrowed the sample. I don't think he collaborated with them. I think he just paid a fat royalty for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um,
One more time.
but yeah, I don't know. I thought that was kind of interesting. A little bit of rap lore for you, Ty.
I appreciate that. That's really interesting because I saw the skateboard post and I recognized the jewelry, but I didn't realize that much like our melting ice caps, there is so much more beneath the surface.
Wow, Drake is an iceberg for sure.
Hmm.
You know what? There's that tie, but also it inspires me to be pettier in my life as well, and to buy the personal belongings of my ops as well. So that's why I'll be, lowballing you on Grailed for the foreseeable
Hmm.
future.
So you're telling me you'll buy the CDG Play Converse Chuck Taylors I just posted to Grailed yesterday?
Oh, good for you for posting those and never wearing them. Because I know you
Mm,
bought those at a thrift store. You didn't purchase those. That's
that was a flip.
good for you.
Yeah, I had no intention of putting those on my feet, of lacing up.
That's honestly smart. Huh. Well,
Huh.
Ty,
Learned
what
a
else
lot
you got for
today.
me? I just dropped some fucking heat on you, and you're bringing nothing to this episode.
Yes. I'm just here to do what you say. I am the sandwich artist of this episode.
Wow, brilliant. Um, well,
In
have you been watching Breakpoint on Netflix?
what the hell is Breakpoint? Oh, is this about tennis or
It
pool?
is tennis.
Billiards and tennis are the two activities that Eric and I do besides podcast. So weirdly timely. Tell me more about Breakpoint, Eric.
Well, Ty, honestly, it's a good show. It's I think the same people who made The Last Dance, or it was either
Mm,
Last Dance or the F1 show. They made this show about tennis, and it's pretty good. Basically, like it follows every episode is like following a different person,
mm-hmm.
and there's like kind of like interesting storylines behind most of the players. They're all very boring though, except for like Nick Kyrgios is the first episode. I was hoping
Mm.
you would see any of this show before we talked about it.
Nah, I know I've been really behind on TV watching. I feel like the modern age treats I think big television is doing this on purpose, obviously,
Hmm.
to make it every television show make they're creating FOMO around it so that it's now a chore to keep up rather than a joy or an act of leisure to participate.
Hmm. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we are literally the antithesis to the How Original podcast because we refuse to watch stuff.
Yeah, I think so. So like if I don't catch the season finale of Emily in Paris, then I am missing out on the circles of dialogue that I encounter, which are themed around it, which is more often than you think. And
Hmm.
when I can't bring a, like a hot take to the table about which guy Emily should be with, then I feel like like people don't want to. I'm irrelevant, you know. I'm like I'm like the green peppers on the menu. Like they don't add anything. Maybe a bit of crunch.
Wow. I mean, very few veggies at Subway add anything to the sandwich, but I totally understand what you're saying because, yeah, nobody wants to switch gears when the most important thing in their life is like which French hottie is Emily gonna sleep with, you know?
Yeah, exactly. No one wants to talk about the like inbound recession or like the wars going on. They want to talk about
Hmm.
like whether Emily made the right choice with her marketing gig, you know?
Wow. I mean, this tension that we see in our culture today is actually manifesting itself in my home. I'm watching YouTube videos about the housing market, and my girl is like, "Can we watch Emily in Paris?"
Damn, that's crazy. Well, in her defense, I'm pretty sure it's her name on the mortgage, not yours. So she has like a stronger desire for escapism, if you will,
Yeah, that's true. I
the
mean,
dark realities. You're role playing, you're cosplaying in this this world.
that is true. I am cosplaying, but I'm also building up a case to never be in it. Because if I can have enough evidence to not put my name on it and not contribute, then I'm great. You know what I mean? I'm straight.
Yeah, I get that. Dude, like land ownership's one thing. You can like raise chickens, you can bury something, you can make a nuclear bunker. You can build whatever you want, and you can say, "Don't come in here." That's an
Hmm.
incredible superpower. But apartment ownership, my Christ, you just own a hole in the sky. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what land did you buy?
Wow, it is pretty disturbing to think about that because if this building like collapses, I guess I still own that little like bubble up
Yeah,
there.
that up there. That's your volumetric bathtub-sized home, or where it would be.
Oh, it is depressing. Yeah, you're right. With land, you can do much more.
Hmm.
But with my apartment, I can swap the countertops. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
can um, I can delete the baseboards. I don't know, do some other weird like fucking selling sunset shit to it.
Right, right. You can inspect Element and remove some of the foundational code from your apartment, but
Hmm.
I think you still got to get the admin approval. You still got to talk to your strata if you're gonna like change a light bulb.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Ty, because I can see that you're a prisoner of the renting market.
Mm,
But you don't have to ask Strata, you don't have to ask Daddy for anything really. You just got to do it and ask for forgiveness or not. It
mm.
doesn't matter. It's my fucking place. I'll do what I want. And if
Damn,
I want to
spoken like
put fucking onions on the sandwich, I'm gonna put onions on the sandwich, Ty. I don't care that I have to go back to work.
spoken like a true homeowner, Eric, and a confident sandwich creator. Really, like
Thank
home
you.
renos are just you're just building a footlong that you live in. You get to choose everything, how it looks, how it feels, how it tastes. This
Mhm.
the
I mean, there's no
it,
coincidence why it's modeled after square footage, Ty. We
whoa.
pay per foot, and it's no difference at the restaurant or at the housing market. And I see that smile on your face because you agree.
Wow. Yeah. You really drew this together, and I think that's a really, really strong conclusion to this episode, Eric.
Brilliant. Well, I'm happy we finally circled back on footlongs. And you know what else would look great in your apartment, Ty? A blender. But the
That's
best thing
right.
about this blender, and I'm talking about the BlendJet too, you don't even have to keep it in your apartment. You can bring it with you on the road. You can
Mm-hmm.
go snowboarding with it. You can go, dispute a speeding ticket in court with it. Doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You can do anything. It's
Mm.
portable.
Yeah, I want to become a bathroom mixologist because I am a nomad. Eric's a toothless bitch, so it works for both of us and our lifestyles.
That is right. I'm drinking liquids all month long. Breadheads, thank you for listening. It's been a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Ty, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Breadheads. Breadhead 12. That's the code. You know what to do. Think fresh, everybody.
Peace.